What's up, friends? I'm in Kaunas, Lithuania, in Ivanauskas Zoological Museum. Here they collect all kind of animal species from all the 5 continents we live in. Let's go see what they have. There are the museum's butterfly collection. There are giant hornets and wasp nests. Actually, they're pretty common in Baltic states, I heard. They have a lot of insects here. Giant wasps, giant ants. Show the anatomy of the insect. I really don't know, too much about this stuff. Look at that. Pretty much I heard they're like a paper. How they pulp these roots out of the trees and they make a nest with it. It looks like the same like a paper processing. Next to it, there are insects. The bees and wasps family. So make it a little bit bigger. There you go. I don't know too much about them. Okay, here the collection of bugs. Rhinoceros bugs, the dung beetle, all this stuff. Oh, those are cool. There's just rhinoceros beetles. Here's a little dead falcon. You see how these bugs are decomposing this falcon. Pretty much recycling it into the mother nature. I guess the ducks are common in the Baltic region. I don't know what kind of ducks they are. I'm not going to read it. I don't have the time for that. There are the penguins. I believe that one is the emperor penguin, their biggest one. Do they have any South African penguin? Let me see. Yes, that's from South Africa. They live in South America too, in Chile and Argentina. This is another species of penguin. They're from Antarctica. Again, they're from Antarctica. I believe several species of penguin they live there. I didn't know about it. I thought going to be only 1 or 2 species. That's an ostrich and its chicks. That's a probably pop ostrich. What is this? They're another species. They're from Africa. Wonder what part of Africa they live. Actually, they're not African. Let me see. Oh, they live from Papua New Guinea and Indonesia. Penguins here. Everyone, unlike owls. Well, they're symbol of wisdom, and also they're the animals they can see at nighttime. They're wise, and they can see the stuff that some people they cannot see. Let's see. There are cranes and eckhart families from all over the world. There are a lot of them in Texas. I saw those gray ones, they live in Texas. I saw them, it caught a frog. They tear that poor frog apart. Those are peacock families. Not all peacocks they live in India. They live some in Indonesia. And that one that we see, they called them the Congo peacock. They live in Africa. They're another totally separate species of peacock. They're pretty. Those are vultures and eagle families. That big one is my favorite one. Look how mean that vulture is, or whatever that is. Condor. Two years old boy, and they can lift the kid up and they eat it. I remember I read in a newspaper when I was a kid. I was 7 years old. Family, they were taking a picnic in a wilderness, in a forest. One of those big eagles lift that poor kid, and they called the police and army. They flew a helicopter. They never could find that kid, and the kid was gone sadly. There are another species of birds of prey. Oh, that's their chick. Look at the babies. Oh, that's cool. I like that. There are duck families. Pretty much, in common Baltic region. They can live like that in Latvia and Estonia also. What is this? There are flamingos families. Our flamingos, typically they're white, but the stuff they eat, it makes their skin red or their feather. There's some kind of shrimp they eat, and the shrimp is red. It makes their feather, turn into red. That's what I heard. Oh, they're little ducks. Oh, that's kiwi. They live in New Zealand. That's the New Zealand mascot. Yeah. Very weird looking birds, but they're birds. Alligator species. Some of them that one is from Africa. I believe from Zambezi River in Zimbabwe. They're extremely aggressive. There's some Burmese python there. It used to be I had a huge red-tailed boa, but I got rid of it before I knew I was going to be a dad. Before my son was born, I sold it. You don't want to have those in a house when you have a little infant in a house, we'll never know. I don't want to harm my baby. Look at that, that's like an Indian cobra. There's another one you don't want to mess with. Different snake and reptile species here again. And that's Anaconda. They live in the Amazon jungle, in the river of Amazon. Peru, Colombia, Ecuador, all those places. Well, that's my next destination to go see the Amazon jungle. I thought about it a lot, to go there to see the indigenous people. But one day I will go. The sea turtles and the tortoises. That's cool. I remember I saw one of those when I was in the Navy. We went to the St. Thomas in Caribbean. I remember one of them wasn't that far away from me. My Navy buddies, they remember it. There's some here. Let's go to the back seat. There we go. Wondering, do they have any Pac-Man frog? I know that frog. They live in Peru, in the Lake Titicaca. They're Peruvian frog. Again, sadly, they're in danger. The Peruvian government right now, they put a lot of effort to save them. Look at that gigantic, must be, I don't know, I guess they're African frog. Look at that. Those are Pac-Man frog. They're again from South America, I believe. Again, sorry, I'm not expert in the field. I'm a historian. I'm not a zoologist. Some river fish, piranha. That's another fishes you don't want to mess with. Ooh, look at that. They're wet specimen again and dry specimen. Puffin fish, bellfish. I heard they're pretty aggressive. They can really hurt people. They can stick their nose in a people's chest like a bayonet. Like giant catfish. I wonder where it's from. Let me see. They have a map where it's from. They live pretty much in Asia Minor and Europe. I see the Black Sea. I see the Mediterranean Sea and Atlantic Ocean. Yeah, that's where they're from. They live in Texas too. Those are crappies. They love corn. If you want to catch those in the Texas River, use a corn as a bait. By the way, I tasted them. They're nasty. I don't know what to eat again. That's a prairie dog. They live in Texas too. Again, more, I don't know, I guess they're river fish or the sea fish. I don't know. I believe they're river fish. There's a shark. Another shark. Do they have any hammerhead? I don't see any hammerhead. I don't know what kind of shark is that one. It's like it's like a sawfish. I don't know. Salmon. That's Alaskan salmon, I believe. I guess pretty much they're the industrial fish. They process them in a factory as a food. This is estrogen. I know where they live. They live in the Caspian Sea. When I was a kid, my aunt's house wasn't far from Caspian Sea. It was like maybe 10 to 20 minutes walk. We were in the Caspian Sea, and the fishermen, they would catch those big sturgeons. And their caviar is very expensive. They call them a black gold. I don't know which one is that. There are several species of these sturgeons. Some of them, they live in the Amur River, near the Russia-China border. I don't know. Sadly, again, it's in Lithuanian language. Come on, man, write in English. I don't know what kind of fish is this one. Look at that. Sea turtles. You see, they pretty much, let me see, they have a map here. They live probably all over the world. They live in America, they live in Africa, Middle East, India, Australia. We have them in Texas too. You go to the Corpus Christi, you can see them. Okay, stingrays and swordfish species. Look at that, how huge that, the saw is, or sawfish. There are again smaller sharks. I believe that one is a lemon shark. I'm not sure. The one on the bottom, and that's a little baby hammerhead. Some eels. There's wet specimen. Little baby stingrays. Those are shark eggs. I remember I saw those when I lived in Virginia Beach for 6 years. I was in the Navy. I remember those. I collected those on the beach, me and my wife. I didn't know what they were, but one gentleman, he told me, they're shark's egg. Okay, there are some specimens for extinct animals, like a mammoth tusk, mammoth bones. You can see a lot of them in Siberia. I saw them, and it's perfectly legal to buy some of those bones and tusks. Very expensive, in the city of Yakutsk, Russia. You can see that's their teeth. They will use them as a grinder. They grind the grass with it. new species. That's the skull of woolly mammoth. There are another species that extinct long time ago. They live in Siberia. In city of Yakutsk, you can find plenty of these woolly rhinos. Right now, because of the global warmings, all the ices are melting in that region. People are finding more of these skulls and bones from their woolly rhino. Extremely expensive. I know some trade man over there, he was going to sell me for a few $1,000s, like $8,000 for the whole skull. I didn't have that kind of money. I told him, sorry, thank you. There's some crocodile skull. Ooh, that's so giant. What is this? Tiger. Sea turtle skull. Ostrich egg. Crocodile skull. I guess they're appealing to people more, these mammals. Look at that hippopotamus. Is that cool? We have a lot of them in Texas. Back in the 1500s, the Spaniards, they brought them, a lot of them, to Texas as a food source. Then later on, they went out of control. Now they're like a pest in Texas. They're damaging farmers' products, farms, belongings. That's the only thing you can hunt in Texas right now without a hunting license. If you have a gun, shoot them. Mountain goats. Those mountain goats, they live in the Caucasus part of Russia. You can see a lot of them in Caucasus Mountain. And also in Central Asia too, in a Pamir Mountain, in Tajikistan, Uzbekistan, they live too. They live in Alaska. Mountain goat. That rhinoceros is huge. Zebra. Another zebra. Baby elephant. And European bison. Actually, it's American one, I believe. They live in Europe too, these bisons. They live in the Baltic regions, Poland, and Belarus. They're a little bit smaller than the American species. They call them Zuber. This is a word, all those places, they have one word for it. They call Zuber, bison. Lion, the king of the jungle. Mama lion, papa lion, and a baby lion. That's a Siberian tiger. They're another one you don't want to mess with. They're extremely intelligent and very tactical. Usually they attack their prey from behind, especially humans. The hunters back in that time, they put a mask in back of their head. It would scare the tiger. They wouldn't attack them from behind. They're backstabbers. They're cheetah. The cheetahs, I believe, they live in Africa and Iran. Part of Iran in the center is a desert region. They live there too. That's a Bengal tiger. They live in India and Bangladesh. Okay, that's the European bison. Yeah, that's a smaller one. Yeah, that's what it is. They live in Poland, Belarus, and Baltic region, Lithuania, Latvia, Estonia. This is another one, European bison. I was going to see them right now. There's a problem between Poland and Belarus because Lukashenko's dictator regime. I could not go. They did not give me permission to see the Białowieża National Park in eastern Poland. Because a lot of refugees right now, they're trespassing, they want to come to Poland. Sadly, I wasn't able to go to that national forest. That's all right, next time. Look at that camel. That's cool. Those are Arabian camels. There are one-hump camel and two-humps camel. That two-humps camel, they call them a Bactrian camel. They live in Central Asia and Mongolia. They're stronger, and they're more immune to the harsh condition, extreme cold and extreme heat. Those are Arabian. I had their milk one time. It's sour. It was weird. It was tolerable. I didn't really dislike it, you know. It was just weird. Bear. Well, if you want to see polar bear, you should go to the Churchill, Canada. It's a city in northern Manitoba, Canada. It's the polar bear capital of the world. You need to be careful to go there. Usually by law it's illegal to lock your door, because if the polar bear attack you, you just go find any car, open up the door, and you just go hide inside the car and close it. If you lock your car in the Churchill region, you can get ticket. I remember a book in the hostel that told me be careful, you know, don't walk in the street by yourself. Get a taxi, because polar bears, they're going to eat you right away. But for some reason, I did not go there. Something happened to me. Sadly, I didn't go, but next time. Those are cool. I like that. Like a Wolverine. The Wolverines, they live usually in the northern area. They live in Lithuania, Latvia, Estonia. They live in Canada. They live in Alaska, Wisconsin. They're very tactical animals. With that little size, it can easily attack the, you know, predators much bigger than itself. They're known to attack giant bears, mountain lions. They're not afraid of anything. They don't give a damn. They are the beaver species. Здравствуйте. There are different species of the seals. I saw some of them in northern Russia, in Murmansk. Oh man, my favorite one, my really favorite one is the bears. I always wanted to have a pet bear. If you go in Siberia, some families, they do own bear. Very friendly. But you need to be careful. Still, they're wild animals, and they can, you know, go to their wild side, and they can hurt you. One villager, he had the bear for like 15 years. Suddenly, the bear decided to attack that guy, and he killed him with his giant claws. They love whipped creams. I was in Finland. I remember the guy was giving them whipped cream, and he was licking the whipped cream, that giant bear. The bear's name was Yashka. Those are smaller ones. Let me see where they're from. Oh. Okay. They live in Northern Europe, they live in Middle East, and they live in North America, and all the way to South America too. Brown bear. I love the walruses. I have a, you know, yeah. The walruses, they live in a most eastern part of Russia and the most western part of United States, Chukotka and Alaska. You can see a lot of them in island of Gamble, Little Diomede, and Big Diomede part of Russia. That's the only source of meat and protein for the indigenous people, the Inupiaq and the Eskimos. Yeah, that's the walrus. They have orangutans, they have, they don't have all the primates. Like gorillas, bonobos, chimpanzee. They have a chimpanzee, I see a chimpanzee here, but they don't have a gorilla and they don't have a bonobos. There are 5 primates known in this world. Orangutans, bonobos, chimpanzee, gorillas, and the long-armed gibbons. That's a gibbon. Wonder where the gibbons live. Let me see. They live in Indonesia too, I believe. Let me see the map. Yeah, they're somewhere from Indonesia and Papua New Guinea. I thought they were from Africa, but they're not. They're known to be very gentle. They don't really hurt anyone. They're just very solitary animals. Another one, usually happen when they get older. They look like that. Okay, I'm not going to explain these. I don't know really. I don't have the time. I don't know what they are. European one deer. I don't know. North American deer. Moose. They live in Canada, Alaska. Gigantic. Theodore Roosevelt liked to hunt these. It was, I don't know, somehow Theodore Roosevelt had obsession to hunting these moose. There we go. Another one. Oh, llamas and alpaca from South America. They live in Peru, Argentina. They're known to spit at people. What is that? I don't know. It's an anteater, I believe. Reminds me of the anteater in a Pink Panther. I see a scorpions and a horseshoe crab here. The horseshoe crab actually I heard they survived for millions of years and still they exist today. The unique thing about them, they have a blue blood and they use their blood for cancer research. They believe it actually helps, it kills the cancer cell. Different shellfish, crabs, and from different part of the world. Do I know any of them? I believe, yes, I know that one. Here, that one. They live in the Kamchatka Peninsula in Russia. They live in Norway. Very expensive, but it's a good delicacy. Very delicious. They live in the northern Norway, in the city of Kirkenes. Wonder if they have any coconut crab. I didn't see any coconut crab. That's different lobster species. Huge. Look at that. Ooh. You don't want to mess with that, boy. The one without any claws. I remember I saw those. They have those in the Caribbean, in Cuba. Very cheap. I bought one of those with rice and a bunch of stuff, vegetables, like not even $5. I was in Cuba in 2018. Okay, I remember that conch. They live in central Vietnam, in Halong Bay. There are more conches here, these big shells. I don't know exactly all of them where they're from, but definitely that one was from Vietnam. They probably can live in Thailand too. It's not that far. This mother of pearl. More mother of pearl. Oh, nautilus. They call those nautilus. Yeah? Sadly, they're in extinction too. They survived the Ice Age, but they could not survive humans. Starfishes. Sea urchins. You remember SpongeBob? The sea urchins that were like a pest in a SpongeBob cartoon? The red specimen of some starfishes. Well, I hope you enjoyed visiting this museum. This wasn't my first time I was in a zoological museum. That was in 2015. I went to Zoological Museum in St. Petersburg, Russia. It was pretty unique, but the animals and the species, they were older. The taxidermy condition was very poor, and the insect section, really the insects, they were falling apart. But this is more modern. I like this one. They're really in good condition. The quality of the species are really good. But I wish, they had the instructions or, instructions in English language, they would explain you in English language.